Hey, Tuesday. Welcome. It's good to see y'all here again. It's not so beautiful outside. It's kind of a crappy day, but that's okay. We're here together, and that's what counts, guys. Got a little more to talk about in regards to Leilani and Billie Ho. I want your guys' opinions once again on something, because I know what I saw. I want to know what you saw, guys. So let's talk about it and see what we come up with. What's up, everybody? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome. Good to be here, guys. Good to see you guys. Life, love, and true crime. Welcome. Miss Heather, my little sister, is in the chat. Good to see you, my dear. Ricky, good to see you, Miss Ricky. Good golly, Miss Molly. Welcome. Daisy Dead. Bonnie Bailey. Awesome. Good to see you guys here this morning. Miss Cat. As always, great to see ya. Come on in, guys. Have a seat. Grab your coffee. Grab your whatever you got. And let's talk. You ain't lying, Ricky. That is the understatement of the day. Shit is getting crazy. After my stream last night, a lot of you guys, well, most of you guys, I think, were in here, but the whole Deborah Collier thing, yeah, that, I just don't even know what to say. I still don't. Doug had a stream afterwards about the same thing and had the same exact reaction, truthfully, that nobody knows what to say. Crime and justice, nobody knows how to react to it. I'm not falling for it. I don't believe it, and I will not believe it. I'm sorry. Not at all. And this, today, what we're going to talk about is just as bad, you guys. Of course, I'm sure everybody saw the interview with Leilani and Billie Ho. What a joke. I'm sorry. What a joke. We've been bamboozled. Isn't that right? That's a perfect way to put it, Ricky. Bamboozled, I say. Bamboozled. Come on in, everybody. Take a seat. Let's talk. Let's talk crazy stuff, everyone. Crazy. This shit is getting weird. Sorry. I mean, honestly, none of this makes any sense to me. And the weirder it gets, I'm just saying, there's even things going on with Kylie Rodney's case now that are even weirder than they were. I'm not even going to go into that, but I promised that I wasn't doing any more streams, so about her at least. So we're not going to touch it, guys. Not unless something big happens, but we're not going to touch it. This stuff is all crazy. It is. Come on in, guys. Up, you two, come on in. Have a seat. Grab your coffee. Come on. I even got people knocking on the door here, ringing the doorbell. What's going on with this stuff? I agree with you, life, love, and true crime. I not even 5. I am a strong advocate against men hitting women. I'm gonna tell you right now, neither one of them are women. Yeah, that's disgusting, Daisy. I don't know. I told you guys before I don't agree with the protesters out there, but that's going too far. I'm sorry. Good afternoon, Miss Christine. It's so great to have you here. I'm glad that we could be part of your exercise regiment. Welcome. Great to have you here, my dear. As always. Come on in, guys. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, it's getting crazy out there. Every one of these cases, something new is going on every day, and it's all nuts. It's turning into a jungle, everybody. I'm telling you. I don't know what to think anymore. I really don't. I know I got to keep doing what I'm doing regardless of what the situation is, but I don't even know what to think, guys. I just don't know what to think. A lot of it is disgusting, too. It really is disgusting. I'm sorry. Completely disgusting. I think the only thing that's good for those two is that right there. Put them behind bars and throw away the key. That's it. Miss Jen, good to see you. Welcome. Good to have you here. How are you, Miss Jen? Miss Heather, if you could please handle the troll in the room, I would appreciate that, please. Very much so. Yeah, those two. I almost threw up watching that interview, you guys. I'm telling you right now, it's disgusting. It's so gross. It is so gross the way they act, the way they present themselves. Yeah, that's a troll, guys. Um, it's utterly disgusting. I'm sorry to say. They don't, and it's visible. That's the thing. That's the thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. That's what I wanted you guys. I wanted you guys to analyze this with me, and I want you to look and tell me if you think what I think, because I have a whole thought and theory on this whole interview now. I really do. Come on in, guys. Take a seat. Good morning, Twinkles. Good to see you. Imagine being the neighbors on the street. If I was living there and trying to sleep with all that, with all of Bullhorn Piggy and friends yelling, I would be throwing hands. I agree with you. I very much would, Miss Ricky. I would. Nope, I agree. Life and love. I do. The protesters outside the home is not cool. If it was a public place, okay, but they're disturbing. Yeah, and Doug has said it multiple times too. There's a woman in the last stages of her life on hospice, and she's got to hear that kind of stuff going out of the world. No, come on, get out of here with that. As you've all heard in the past, miss me with that bullshit, because that's about all there is to say about it. It probably wasn't the real VR guest, um, Life and Love, but it's okay. Still a troll. No worries. I'm sure one of the moderators handled that, as they do, because they're so good at that. I know Miss Heather knows who that is, and she'll be all over that. Brandy is probably not going to be able to be in here. She knows who that is too. Um, she's got an appointment with the little man today, and throwing some prayers her way that everything goes the right way for her. So good to see you guys. Yeah, it's definitely not peaceful, Ricky. I'm sorry. There's nothing peaceful about it. Peace, we've seen peaceful protests, okay? And I understand. Don't get me wrong. I understand why everybody's angry about this, okay? It doesn't make sense. Yeah, Olivia, I heard that she's filing papers for excessive force with law enforcement. I mean, come on. Like, we do just as much sitting right here as they do, okay? The only difference is they're making a lot of noise, making fools out of themselves in some senses. Um, and, just there's a line that you cross when you do certain things. The sign in the yard, that disgusted me. The baby crying thing, that disgusted me. I am so sorry, but that's not how we as adults handle things, guys, and it's not the right way. I'm sorry. Yes, it damn, Christine, your birthday has been a special thing this month, hasn't it? It is an embarrassment. I said it a couple of days ago. Doug was talking about it, and I said, that's what makes the creators in here that do true crime, that have passion for it, that really are trying to make a difference, look bad is when these people go out and do these things. And that's why nobody wants to trust us. It doesn't help, guys. It does not help. Yes, Miss Christine is in here, Kim. It is her birthday month too. That's a fact. I'm kind of wondering that, Christine. I really am. I've been thinking about it. I was talking to my wife about that last night, actually. She says, I think if they stop it, the family may finally tell the truth. Um, my wife said something like that, and I said, I don't know, hon, because this this case, they're all weird. We know that, okay? But right, Kim, that's the point right there. Absolutely none of these investigations are being handled properly, not even remotely. None of them. Not even a little bit, you guys. These are like watching sideshows at a circus. Every one of them. There's something different and weird that is going on in these cases that we're all just kind of like, what? You know what I mean? The whole thing with Debbie last night, I didn't even know, I wasn't even sure I wanted to do a live stream about it, but I knew I had to because I had to try to explain it and like make it make sense. And it didn't. It still doesn't, and it never will. And I'm hoping that this was some kind of a tactic that the law enforcement may have done. I know it's probably not, and it sounds ridiculous, but I'm hoping that it's some kind of a tactic that law enforcement did to draw somebody out. It's not, though. I'm telling you, it's not. I kind of agree with you on that one too, Kat. For real, I do. It's just not. It just doesn't make any sense, you guys. None of this stuff makes any sense. And this is what my thing is how are you going to start, like, break a narrative, okay? Billy Joe put this narrative out. My daughter did it, and she doesn't remember it, and she put him in the trash can or the dumpster, and this and that and everything else. And then they bring in another sibling, and they get him out there as the spokesperson for the family, and he changes the narrative, and now they're acting like they didn't have nothing to do with it, and that they don't have a clue where he's at. I have no idea what happens. I just want him back in my arms so he can hold me. Excuse me, but what the fuck? What? Again, miss me with the bullshit, okay? This is so disgusting anymore. It's like, what the hell? They're turning into like daytime TV, Lifetime movies right on the YouTube. Seriously, that's what it's like. Good afternoon, Pamela. Good to see you. Stranger, my brother. Good to see you here, bro. Some of them try, stranger. I know that we, as the ones behind the keyboard, that don't go out a lot, we try to get interviews and stuff like that and do questions. It doesn't really happen. I know that Bullhorn Piggy was trying to talk to, I can't remember who it was. Welcome, Karen and Dory. Good to see you guys. Trying to talk to somebody. And it never really works out the way that we or they expect it to, stranger. That's a great question, though, bro, because, it would be a good thing to be able to do that. What I do typically is I just do research on the evidence and look for ways to prove what theory I think is the truth. And if I can come up with anything while doing that, of course, I turn it over to whatever law enforcement agency is handling that. By the way, thank you, Miss Heather, for that. That's what my whole goal is and what I do. Um, Everybody else that comes in here is kind of along the same sorts. We help each other to figure certain things out. We do a lot of think tanks, theorizing, and things like that to try to figure out what's going on. And it's hard sometimes, honestly, but it's what we do. She is claiming all the credit on this. It's all because she's a badass of whatever they're. Yeah, well, it is what it is. The whole fam. Good afternoon, Miss Cosnell. Good to see you. The whole fam is here. Come on in, guys. Have a seat. We're going to touch on this. I'm going to go over, like I said, we is here. Miss Bonnie Bailey, good to see you. It is completely ridiculous, Christine. I agree. That's how she is. That's how she is. I'm not a fan, so you guys know that already. Bullhorn Piggy. I don't so much mind Dolly. He's a little goofy, but whatever. Yes. Thank you, Kim. Meatball love. Come on in, meatballs. Have a seat. Soak in the sauce for a while. Let's talk about it. Great to see you guys today. Thank you guys. For those of you that jumped on my late stream, it was a quick one last night. I mean, I just came up with it out of nowhere. But I felt like I had to do it to keep you guys informed. I appreciate you guys jumping in when you did. Very much so. No, dude, listen. Any question, a bad question is the one you don't ask, okay? But that's a great question. Actually, it is, bro. I'm serious. I know they've tried. I think there have been a couple streamers that have actually broke a couple. You know, we actually, I actually in this stream, not this stream, but my channel at one point, I think we kind of broke something open. We never went anywhere with it, but we opened up a door that was kind of an interesting scenario, but never went any further with it because of the circumstances with it. So it can be done if you put the work in and you do the research and you do the um, basically just put the time in for it. Yeah, that's a fact right there, Daisy. That's funny too. And I appreciate that, Ricky. I appreciate you guys too. I really do. And I thank you for that. Yeah, if you ask Piggy, she solves them all. Give me a break. It is what it is. I got a bullhorn too. You want me to start running around yelling at people with a bullhorn? Does that make it a difference? Does it solve these things? Does it fix these things? No, it doesn't. It doesn't give the justice to the people that deserve it. It doesn't give the voice to the voiceless that we're trying to do to ensure that these people are the things are being handled the right way. I'm sure she is, Daisy. I'm sure she's scared to death. She's young. She's the out of the whole group. She's the more docile and quiet one, which was I was surprised that she was arrested, but I am, mother. Thank you. No worries. Believe me, if I get out of line, they put me back in line very quickly. The bat phone's ringing. Excuse me, everyone. Sorry, everybody. That was the boss, Mrs. Dago. She'd ask me a question. I guess that makes sense, Daisy. I just don't understand why. I don't know. I don't understand. I've got some peeps in here now. Come on in, everyone. Thank you, Miss Karen. I appreciate that. I really do. I love the kind words. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like what I'm doing is making a difference, and it's worth the time that you guys spend watching it and the time that I spend doing it. So I'm glad to hear that stuff. I really am. And I would hope that you guys would be the first ones to tell me if I was doing something that you didn't like, that wasn't right, that was wrong. Um, and I really hope that that happens, please. They definitely, that definitely, I agree with you, Christine. They should be able to do that in residential neighborhoods. It's kind of a, I know if I lived in that neighborhood, I'd be pissed right now. Just saying. That's a fact. A fact. Welcome, Mama Bear. Good to see you. Jen or I think see out where I live out, it doesn't matter. Thank you, Miss Heather, and yes. Although, let me check something. Actually, check Heather. Check that one and see what the date is on that one. If you would, please. Just to be sure. You know what, Christine? That's what I'm worried about. Is that something hardcore is going to happen and somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody's going to come out, with a weapon of some sort or something like that. And that's definitely not what we want to happen at all. There should be nothing to it, Heather. It should be relatively new, and there should be no subs or anything with it. 1 second, guys. Let me check something real fast. Okay, sorry, everybody. Yeah, somebody's going to get hurt, and I don't want to see that. And that's going to be when okay, thank you, Heather. When that happens, that's when this is going to turn out to be a problem. Okay, that's why it needs to stop, and then there's going to be laws put into effect and certain things taken away, and I don't like that. You know what I mean? That's why these people need to open their eyes, realize that we're adults. We need to handle things like adults. I think by doing some of these things that they're doing, they're no better than the suspect. All right, Mama, have a good day. Thanks for jumping in. I appreciate you. I love you. Yeah, that's Mama Dago. That's my beautiful mother. Very smart lady. She'd be good at this kind of stuff too. She's very smart. Very very strong-willed too. Very strong-willed. She still scares me. I'll just put it that way. One bad bullhorn ruins the bunch. That's right, Jen. That's right. Absolutely. And that's all that you have to do, Ricky. Everyone has the right to voice their opinion. Everybody has a right to protest. Do it like an adult would do it. Do it responsibly. Some of the things these people are, and there's some people I've seen out there, I don't know who they are, jumping around like teenage kids and this whole twerking bullshit and all this other stuff. I mean, come on now. Let's be, you're out here trying to make a difference. You're trying to stand and make a point about for justice, okay? Twerking and flipping people off and putting up dumb signs and making baby cry sounds and all this bullshit is just stupid. It's stupid. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to say that I belong to a group in a community of people that do certain for justice, okay? Again, that are working towards justice for people that have been hurt, harmed, things like that, okay, that shouldn't have been. And then you have part of our group does what I do and does it the right way and pushes for true justice and things like that. The other part of our group is over here doing stupid shit, making themselves look like fools and making the rest of us look like a joke. And it's not the way to do it. It's really not the way to do it. It is beyond cringy, Ricky. I absolutely 150% agree with you, Christina. It pissed me off so bad when I heard that, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Don't do that. Just don't." I turned it off. I couldn't listen to it. It made me sick to my stomach. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna lie. And then I saw the sign, and I'm like, "This is not what we do. This is not what we stand for. This is not who we are, guys." So again, that's why I don't claim certain people in this community or this platform per se to be what's the word I'm trying to find allies, you know, I don't know. I can't think right now because as soon as I start talking about it, I get irritated. It's irritating as all hell. Again, there's nothing wrong with going out there and talking to people. Um, you know, maybe hold up a sign, but nothing like what they've done. Come on, grow up. That's all I can say is grow up. You didn't miss anything, Dory. You don't want to see nor hear that. It's really sad. No, you don't. You don't want to hear it. It's a very loud recording of a baby crying, and it's disgusting. It's not putting through a point, is what I'm saying. Okay, if it was me or one of you, and we heard that, of course that's going to affect us. Okay, these people are not real people, in my opinion. In turn, it doesn't affect. All it does is irritate them and make them want to fight or be trashier than they already are. And it's sad because we know what happened to this little boy. And hearing that, it breaks your heart in a sense. I guess you could say it makes you feel bad, and it's heartbreaking. Thank you, Daisy. Absolutely. It's very, very heartbreaking. In some senses, yes, gut wrenching. It's sickening. It made me nauseous to hear it. So I hope that the police do whatever they got to do and with whatever force they got to do it with because it's disgusting. I'm sorry. I don't like it. I won't like it. And that's all there is to it. So, all right. Well, we got some peoples in here. Not everybody, but we got some peeps. So I'm gonna get this thing rolling. I don't want to drag this out. Once again, for those of you that were here when I did the whole prison thing, that was supposed to be a two-parter, and it did not pan out the way I liked it or I wanted it to. I did not like it. It was too drawn out, and I'm apologizing to each and every one of you that was here that had to endure that. The storyline was great, and I was trying to give you guys a backstory on that prison itself to explain, and I was going to do the whole nighttime investigation of the prison and show you that way you guys had a storyline to take a basis for the hauntings that it had. It didn't go that way. My apologies. I promise you guys I won't do anything like that again. In that sense, I have real things to show you, and they're not so drawn out and they're not so boring and all that other stuff. But again, please accept my apology for that. I was unhappy with myself. I don't usually feel that way about my streams, but that one I did after I went back and rewatched it. And I was just like, come on. And it did take forever. So I'm very sorry, guys. Yep, we're about to watch this interview, you guys. And then I'm going to analyze it my way. And I'm going to show you something or give you some things I think about it. And I want your opinion on what I think, okay? That's what this is going to be today. Because it really irritated me. And then at the same time, I noticed something that I was kind of surprised about, but not at the same time. Thank you, Christine. And I love you guys too. I really do. I really appreciate that. You didn't miss anything, Kim. I didn't really even get to go into the haunted part of it. I was just giving a full backstory on the place that is haunted, because it really is, you guys, in my opinion. It was an educational video about the Moundsville Reform Army. That's all it was. That's what basically. But so be it. So where are we at? Let me bring this up. Okay, it's still downloading. Lord. Well, I appreciate the kind words, everybody. I do. I would like to show you the nighttime part of it because it was actually very interesting. What I wish I had was my footage from when I did it to show you the situation. It is very interesting. One second, everyone. Just checking something. Well, I'm just going to do it like this then. Thank you both very much for that. And thank you, Twinkles, as well. Okay. Thank you, Life Love. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. I appreciate that. I do. I very, very much do. Again, it makes me feel good knowing that you guys feel that way about me, that you're understanding with a lot of it, and that you accept, my mistakes when I make them. It is what it is. Like I said, I've made what do you call it? A point to tell you guys that I promise to do nothing but try to grow and get better as I go for you guys, and as long as I can control it, I'm not going anywhere. So that's a promise that I've made to each and every one of you guys, and I will not falter to that if I have a choice. So thank you, Christine. What does OFC mean? I don't know that one. I'm sorry, Daisy. OFC, FTFO, ABC, 123, BBD. I'm just kidding. Sorry. Okay. Why is it taking so long? It's taking way too long, so I'm just going to do it this way. Yeah, it's pretty cool, Molly. I like that. I just call her Good Golly Miss Molly every time I see her. I know it's corny, but whatever. All right, where are we at? Okay. MJ, ABC, what you hear that? Yep. All right, you guys. I hope you guys can hear this. The wrench is very funny. The whole thing's great. I love it, Molly. All right, here we go. Let me know right away, guys, if you can hear this okay or not. Well, I'm glad. Yeah, it just come into my head. I'm kind of a dork sometimes, so good golly, Miss Molly. Thank you, Miss Heather. Not yet. We're about to see it, Holly. Don't worry. Just in time, my dear. Thank you, Heather. Okay. Again, like I said, guys, let me know if you can hear it right away, please.
Yeah, I am at fault. I will take myself to that police station.
If I find out that I am at fault, I'm going to take myself to that police station. Why don't you go now?
Right.
To that police station.
You already know you are.
Right.
goes by, it's less tears and more anger, not knowing what's happening. If that's even understandable.
Less tears and more anger. How about
No, there are no tears. Okay, none. Look at her face. There is no moisture on her face. None. This is the fakest cry I think I've ever seen in my life, you guys. Absolutely the fakest cry. It's pathetic. Okay? That's not even what I wanted to show you guys because I'm sure you guys already saw all that. All right.
oh, no tears and no anger? You haven't made one public plea
No.
for someone to return your son or to help find your son. Nothing. Billie Ho just looks like she had a rough night, didn't she? Beat up by a sack of nuts. Sack of nuts. What?
You wake up every day angry, hoping that you're going to get a phone call, and that phone call just doesn't come.
What kind of phone call are you waiting for?
Exactly. I mean, at this point, they've already pretty much told you they know exactly what you did. They know exactly where he's at, and they're trying to find him. So what are you waiting on? Are you waiting and betting that they're not going to find him?
I saw someone actually put up an interesting video today. I don't remember who it was. But I was watching it and they're like, well, Danny kind of looks similar to Leilani. He's skinnier though and taller. Was it really Leilani at the dumpster waiting for the dump truck, or was it Danny?
Oh Lord, people are going to start doing that, huh?
So now we gotta wait for the triangulation and phone pings. But no, that came out today.
Right.
Been great to come out of this, but mostly we want him not to be found in that landfill. We want him found happy and alive.
She doesn't have throat cancer, people. If that's what you think it sounds like Billie Joe has, that's from her prostitution days.
Right.
Good Lord, Doug. These are facts, though, guys. Now, I want you guys, this is what I was noticing, okay? When she talks and does her fake crying bit, pay attention to her. Watch her face and watch her body language, okay? I watched this 4 or 5 times, and I noticed, what's up, Lance? Good to see you. But like I said, when she starts talking, watch Billie Ho. Watch what she does. Watch how she acts.
I'm found.
I'll pay you over the table if you pay me under the table.
So basically what you're saying is she's had more balls on her chin than Miss Pac-Man?
Good one. Haven't thought about that one. Balchinian. Oh, look, 420 in the chat. Nice.
That was actually funny. Crime and Justice. I love that.
To be found in that landfill. We want him found happy and alive. We want him back in our arms, holding us. That's what we want.
Anyone believe in this?
Okay, there's the first part. Did you notice how Billie Joe looked away when she starts saying what she said? Okay. And yes, Ricky, you are absolutely correct. She had a look of pure disgust when she said that. Okay. Now, I don't know if it's because she's disgusted with her daughter or if she's disgusted because she was involved and knows what she did. Okay. Yeah, absolutely, guys. There's the number. We're going to talk about this one. If you guys want to give a call to the bat phone or the meatball phone, the Dago phone, whatever you want to call it. We're going to talk about this because I have a feeling about this whole thing. Okay. So anyway, moving back to the dramatic show here. Like I said, I wish I could have gotten, I don't mind having Crime and Justice and Doug in here. I just wanted to do the whole thing itself and then show you guys. But this works perfectly well. It's always good to do a re-review. So on and so forth. So
Not
Anybody?
for a minute.
Anybody? Bueller? Anybody? Bueller?
Anybody?
Balchinians.
We want them back in our arms, holding us. This is what we want.
Did you see like the
Watch.
cue, like
There it
for her to
is.
turn away and start the whole? I'm going to hold back the tears. Why are you trying to hold back the tears? And why don't you show people you really miss the boy? Look at her face. She had not one tear, either one of them, not one.
That's exactly. I know a little bit about body language, Holly. That's why I'm saying this, and I've learned some things about it. And I'm going to tell you something when this is all said and done. Okay.
No,
But she did say, if it makes any sense, there's less tears and more anger. Yeah, it makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
Look at these two clowns.
Holding us. This is what we want.
For two people that can't stand each other and that one wanted the other one evicted, I'm starting to think that whole eviction thing was fake. That was like to get Danny out or something. Maybe they wanted Danny gone.
Possible.
I don't know. Seems like they're better friends than they're letting people really know, right?
Exactly.
I agree.
We're just hoping that he's in somebody's house and they're feeding him, and we're hoping that, maybe they wanted a baby or couldn't have a baby. Maybe they thought
maybe they couldn't have it. Like her demeanor totally changed. This is an act.
This is 100% an act, and it's one of the worst acts I've ever seen in my entire life. This is pathetic. This whole look that she's got, where she looks like she shit herself, and she's doing these faces, and there's not one drop of water on this girl's face. Okay, not one. There are no tears whatsoever, and the whole bullshit, because that's what I'm calling on it, is bullshit. The whole bullshit about less tears and more anger. No, that's a way to get away with not crying because you don't care. That's what that's all about, you guys. I'm sorry to say that, but that's a fact. 100% a fact.
This is an Oscar award performance right here, besides the tears.
Maybe they wanted a baby or couldn't have a baby. Maybe they thought they were his savior. House, and they're feeding him, and we're hoping that, maybe they wanted a baby or couldn't have a baby. Maybe they thought they were his savior. But it's not. That's their best hopes at this limbo. We're in limbo just like everybody else is. We're sitting here every day waiting for
It's limbo, not lumbo, by the way.
Right.
You're wondering when they're going to come and arrest you.
Oh, that's what they're sitting there waiting on.
We're sitting here every day waiting for answers. Being in this house is hard. My mother and I can't even stay inside throughout the day. We always are outside because there's just so many memories.
You're not always outside. They would see you.
Exactly.
People would be watching you with their drones. You're inside the house making a mockery of this, having Michael be a spokesperson, have Joe Swine fake a family fight. This is all great. It's the worst. This is the worst like nominee anyone could choose right here. Let's just back it up a second. We could do all the faces of Leilani.
It's pathetic, guys.
Yeah, this is like the
pathetic
poster advertisement for drugs are bad, okay?
Absolutely.
There's not a tear anywhere.
No. And she's struggling so hard to try to produce some tears, and it's just not working out.
She is trying so hard. And she's like, that pearl necklace just.
And you know what? The sad thing is she's actually even trying to make the sounds that you make when you're trying to like pull it back in, that thing. There's nothing there to pull back. There's nothing there to pull back. It's absolutely disgusting. What she's saying is stupid, first of all. None of this makes any sense. She talks like a 15-year-old kid, by the way, you guys. I'm starting to wonder if the mentality, for whatever reason, is that of a 15-year-old child, teenager. Maybe that's part of the reason why she's the way she is. She definitely doesn't have the mentality of a 22-year-old mother that has, what, 3, 4 kids? No, sorry. Because I'm sorry, anybody can say what they want. Not everybody is made to be a mother, okay? We know that. But 90% of you ladies, once you have a child, something changes in you. And it just happens. It's just I don't care how immature you are. When you give birth to that first child, something happens and it changes you. You become, and this is 90%. The other 10% is this idiot right here, okay? But 90% of you ladies, once you have a child, become immediately responsible, immediately a parent. It's just an instinct that kicks in out of nowhere. Somebody flipped the switch. You become a mother. You become responsible. You care for that child more than you care for yourself or anything else on the planet. That child is number one, and it's an automatic switch that gets flipped with 90% of you. The 10%, which is, again, this idiot right here, and the one standing next to her that did the same thing to her that she's doing to her children. She just went a little too far, okay? It is the reason for this. It really is.
She wears is usually a different kind because we know both of them are little whores. Moving on.
In here every day since this. I am not running and I'm not hiding. And if something does come up that I am at fault, I will take myself.
Once again, another stupid comment. If something comes up where I am at fault, she knows. So what, is it just going to happen? Like, oh, wait, it's now my fault. I'm going to run to the police station. This is dumb, you guys. This is so dumb. It's very, you know what, Mama, I was thinking about that. And if that's the case, that will make it make a little more sense, but it's still not an excuse. It's human nature, human decency, and just common sense. This one right here, and I'm not detesting what you're feeling for Billie Joe. Where'd it go? I think it was Daisy. And it's okay. You don't have to apologize or anything like that. I get it, okay? And yes, parents do make mistakes. Maybe not as many as this one did. Nowhere near as many as this one has, okay? But here, let me put it this way. Let me say it like this. Okay, Billie Joe made the mistake she made raising her kids, correct? So now that one of her idiot children have bore their own children, this is where she should step in and say, okay, I screwed this up, I screwed that up. I'm going to show her the right way since it was my fault that she never learned that, okay? That's where she needed to step in and show her the right things to do. Come down on her as a parent the hard way, the same way the lady that was just in here, my mother, still does to this day if I do something that I shouldn't do. And I respect that because that's what a parent does. You don't stop being a parent when your kids turn 18, guys. We should all know that. I still parent my children. I have almost a 30-year-old daughter that I still parent. Okay? I'm 48 years old. My mother still parents me. It doesn't stop. It's a lifelong, as long as we have parents, it goes on and on and on. And we continue learning as parents and children. Thank you, Miss Heather. I very much appreciate that. So, if you came from a bad childhood, okay? If your childhood was the shitty, you were abused, your mother was a drunk or a drug addict and left you with whoever she could, the guys she met at the grocery store 15 minutes ago, whatever, okay? If that was the scenario and that was your childhood, guess what? Now you have a chance to change that as an adult. You have a chance to take a whole different path and go that way and do things the right way for your children. Period. None of this has happened here. That's right. That's exactly it. If my mother was still in here, she'd tell you she still parents me. She still parents me. I have said things to my mother, and she's like, you know what, Joe, or Joey, she still calls me Joey. She's like, I see what you're saying, but I don't think that's the right thing to do. I respect that, and will take what she says. The older I get, the more I am inclined to take her advice and do something with it. Of course, when I was 22 years old, it was one of those, yeah, well, whatever. Mind your business, I'll mind mine. That's my mentality was back then, which I'm sure hers is too. But you know what? When I thought that or I acted that way, that's when my mother got stronger and said, no, dumbass. Not in these words, but I'm telling you this for a reason because I'm your mother and I care how your life turns out. And I care how you treat your children, my grandchildren. That's what we do as grandparents and parents, guys. We do it with our children on how they help and raise their children, our grandchildren now. It's an ongoing cycle that never changes. Okay. This is a science experiment, in my opinion. I'm sorry. It really is a failed scientific experiment. It was probably her idea, Mama Bear. That's my problem. It was probably her idea. The thing is I would not have been able, with this scenario, Mama Bear, I would not have been able to walk into an establishment and start drinking alcohol and enjoying myself. That's the big thing. I could not have sat down or jumped around or danced or drank or yelled and partook in this or that and enjoyed myself knowing that my child is deceased, missing, and that I had something to do with it. I'm not going to tell you if this was me, I'm not going to tell you what I would have done to myself already. Okay. Take a guess. But again, I would have never been this person. There's a difference. Exactly, Dory. Yeah, right. I would have no appetite, like Daisy said. I'd be throwing it up. I definitely couldn't drink alcohol. It would have, like a normal person, would have put me into a very depressive mode, and that's where I'd stay. Who knows if I'd have came out of it? This is nothing I've ever seen before, you guys. I've never seen people that have no receptors to connect to a child. I've seen women that haven't bonded with their children, okay? And it weirded me out. It's a weird scenario. But I've never seen it to this extreme, ever. It's crazy. 100%. It's crazy, guys.
To a police station. His eyes was tears and more
Billie jumped like she just wanted to reach over and smack her right there.
If that's even understandable. You wake up every day angry, hoping that you're going to get a phone call, and that phone call just doesn't come. It's not something.
And that again, where's the phone call going to come from? Is the police saying, hey, are you home? Because we're going to come and arrest you now? Is that the phone call she's talking about? Because what other phone call is she going to get? Nope. No. And that's probably part of the problem, Christine Rose. That's part of what my ex-wife's problem was with my children and my oldest daughter, actually. My ex-wife tried to be my daughter's friend. That way my daughter would accept her and she would be close to her because my ex-wife has this whole... She's fucked in the head. Excuse my language. So, our children have enough friends. They don't need friends. They need parents, okay? That's why I ended up with custody of my children. She had no custody of the kids. Even her visitations were a joke. She paid me her whopping $50 a month for my kids that I didn't even want. And she paid it whenever she wanted to pay it. I didn't care. Told her to keep it, truthfully. Because I wanted to make sure that my children were safe fed, happy, comfortable, educated, and all of those things that we do as parents. Unlike these people, and my ex-wife was the same. Not as bad. My ex-wife was just, I'm not even going to get into that. But anyway, moving on.
Great to come out of this, but mostly we want him not to be found in that landfill. We want him.
Why would you say he's in the landfill and have people start looking in a landfill, knowing that he may not be found in the landfill? I don't get these two.
I don't. I mean, if the FBI's already come out and told them that they've got proof he's there, then why are they like, oh, he's not going to be found there?
What they're doing is they're trying to make people see them in a different light. That's what this has all been about, you guys. This whole show, okay? Michael coming out and saying the things he's been saying and putting Leilani in a good light and making all of this all look all nice with icing on it, okay? And now this interview, it's all to have people see them in a different light and to make it seem like they're not the bad people they really are. And maybe it will be easier. Everybody already knows. Like you screwed that up in the beginning. This is dumb. Everybody knows what and who you are. Okay? They're trying to do damage control, yes, Ricky, but it's not working. This is making it worse, in my opinion, guys. This made the whole scenario worse. Just saying. That's my opinion. You guys may think differently. I don't.
They already know it. I mean, they might as well just go on down to the police station and give it up. Because eventually they're going to get
Happy
caught.
and alive. We want him back in our arms, holding us. That's what we want. We're just hoping that he's in somebody's house and they're feeding him, and we're hoping that, maybe.
That right there is guilt, guys. That is guilt. Billie Joe that's guilt because she knows what and where. Okay? This is guilt. That is why she's turning away. That's why she can't look at her, because she knows that she knows too. This is guilt. I can promise you guys 100% that's guilt. Just saying. Thank you, Miss Heather.
They want a baby or couldn't have a baby.
There's the push of the abduction.
Right.
Why the doors open and everything else. That's the abduction push. And they can't prove it, though, because why? Because one.
And also, you guys, I'm pretty much almost 100% sure this was rehearsed. That they sat down and talked about what they were going to say. They went over it. They practiced their emotions. They did this. They did that. I promise you this was scripted and rehearsed, you guys. I'm telling you. Exactly. That's it right there, Sherry. She cannot face the camera because she knows that her guilt is showing. Just saying. All right, Karen, have a great day. Thanks so much for being here, hon. We appreciate you.
Camera was unplugged.
Exactly. None of the rest of their narratives have worked out, so I guess they're going to start pushing this one.
How much Xanax are these? These people are permaspun.
Exactly.
Permaspun.
Maybe they thought they were his savior. But it's not.
That's
their best hopes at this point. Limbo. We're in limbo just like everybody else is. We're sitting here every day waiting for answers. Being at this house is hard. My mother and I can't even stay inside throughout the day.
Billie Joe looks like she's posing for a picture. She just got like a fullback position for the Raiders.
Right.
Bitch is big. Not body shame. I'm just saying she's got some big shoulders.
we always are outside because there's just so many memories that we don't know if we're going to have again.
Yeah, you're probably not. The memories you're going to have is going to be of a jail cell. Both you two shitiots. That's what's going to happen.
That's what they're sitting there waiting on. Next knock on your door is going to be surprise bracelets.
So the people who did this news interview put out an article after. Got the article here. The look on their faces is like they know they're caught.
Right.
No, they're
they
caught.
know it.
They're either on Xanax or some kind of downers to make them not have emotion. Something's going on. She is looking like a fullback for the Raiders. Not going to lie.
Right.
Just call it like I see it. I mean, they just want me to.
Hey, we don't lie to you over here. It is what it is. It's going to be okay.
Right. Yeah, she's definitely not going to be running a marathon. She looks like the shot putter, like Gretchen, the Swedish shot.
Yes. Exactly, guys. His savior, yeah, right, Sherry. And what that's doing is that's her admitting that she was neglectful and abusive to him by saying somebody needs to be his savior. Okay, and then the memories, they don't have memories. Oh, what do they have? Their memories of being abusive and neglectful. That's the memories they have. So or something else, Christine. I'm sure they were on Xanax or Ativan or something. Okay, so, yeah. Now, if I wish I could have found like a full blown just video of the interview, but it's okay. I wanted to show you guys something else too. Let's see here. Oh, maybe I do have it. I don't think this is an actual. No, it's not. But again, going back to this, the mother of missing Georgia Tyler Quentin Simon declared she's not hiding from the law and wants her baby boy found happy and alive. These are lies. And the only reason why she's not hiding, guys, is because of what Billie Joe did in the beginning. And she knows that they're going to come get her either way. She thinks that this is her way of getting out of this. By hiding and going to court and doing all the things she's doing, she thinks that they're going to see that and they're going to think, oh, she didn't do this. She's innocent. That's why she's acting this way, and that's why she's doing this. Right. What do we got here, Squirrel? Someone pointed out that Amanda has the same purse as Debbie did in the dollar store in the pic where Andrew is by the car. You know what? I saw that picture too. Somebody brought that to my attention, and I wasn't sure. That's kind of weird, though, along with the rest of it. Yeah, they definitely blew it from the beginning, Christine. That whole listen, guys. If Billie Joe wouldn't have came out and said what she said, I don't want to say that I believed the whole door was open and all that shit, but it probably would have been easier for people to accept her not being the suspect if that would have never been said. But it was. Here's my question. Why did you say that as her mother and then go back on it? Well, here's the thing, Twinkles. The law enforcement told them they don't want them to search. That I'll give them. Not that they would do it anyway, but I'm just saying law enforcement said for them not to do it, they don't want them to search. Yeah, that's a fact. Right there, what Squirrel just said. Or I'm sorry, what Ricky said. Um, maybe it was. Maybe they did the whole mother-daughter thing together. That's very possible. But right here where she says, she's saying that maybe they can't have kids and etc. Come on now. It's disgusting. It is disgusting, guys. This is why it makes me so sick. Okay, I'm going to show you right now. That beautiful little boy right there. That is one of the sweetest looking children I've ever seen in my life. He's so little and innocent. Okay. And this a chance. He had not one chance from the moment that he was born. All right, computer, what are you doing? He is. He's absolutely adorable. I don't know. Here's my thing. I have always had a problem with that. Just looking at my children and my grandchildren and even raising my voice at them because I'm afraid that it's going to scare or hurt them, right? Looking at him, same thing. How do you even do that? Yesterday, Doug was talking about one of the other kids having two black eyes and a bruised nose, which sounds to me like a broken nose. On a little one like this, that's got to be a pretty hard hit because kids are flexible. To break that, it's got to be a hard pressure hit. Okay, how do you do that to a child that big, a little human being that big? I know, Daisy. I'd have taken him in a second. In a second. It's just it's sad. And here's the thing: even if, but Michael said that wasn't the case. That's what screwed them. Even if, what's up, Kelly? Good to see you, hon. Even if he was a born addicted to drugs, okay, and sometimes those children are a lot more hyper. They have issues. They're harder to handle in some senses, so on and so forth. But even if he was, I still couldn't have done it because you have that in the back of your mind. That's her fault. That is her fault that happened. So don't take it out on him. You're the idiot that took drugs while you were pregnant with him. So again, how are you going to be upset with anybody but yourself? Oh, I'm sorry, Dory. I didn't mean to pull you away from what you were doing, but I'm glad you're here for sure. Absolutely. Yes, and welcome to the sauce. We have another meatball, guys. Miss Dory is a meatball. Kelly's a meatball. Twinkles. We got all sorts of meatballs in here, guys. We're filling that pot really fast. It's great to have you guys all here as members too, and I appreciate that so much, you guys. You have no idea. Yeah, special kind of crazy. That doesn't even. It doesn't make no. I won't even give him that. Yeah, I'm irritated with the father as well, Holly. I'll be honest with you, he's another piece of trash as far as I'm concerned, which makes sense because he went to her and was with her. So obviously there's something that's not right with him. Yeah, we did watch the interview, Kelly. And I just kind of analyzed it. Just show you can see the irritation with Billie Joe at her daughter. You can see the guilt. We can go back though. Yeah, that's bullshit, Holly. He wouldn't have taken him, or he'd have been there to begin with. It's bullshit. Complete bullshit. I'm gonna try to find a better copy of it real quick, guys. Hold on. Yeah. Sadly, yes. Unfortunately, I looked up the whole thing that Doug was talking about with the compactor in the garbage truck and all that stuff. As little as this guy was, it's very sad, but it's very possible that they may never find him, which me in turn angers me to no end, because then that means that she's probably, or they are probably going to get very light charges against them and basically get away with this. Good morning, Miss Denise. Good to see you. So there it is, and that's what I've been saying. That's why they're so confident now, Christine, because I think they know. Let me see if I got a better interview. One second, everybody. I absolutely agree with you, Miss Christine. I really do. Let me see if I can find one. Um, let's see here. Aha. This might be it. One second, everybody. Okay, I found it. I believe it's uninterrupted too, so this will be even better. And it should go full full speed. Yeah, well, not everybody's like that, sadly. But thank you, Kelly. All right, guys, let's try this again.
Give Shay, who joins us live outside of the Simon home. Shay, what did she talk to you about?
Leilani and I spoke about a number of things, including what she remembers from the morning she first reported Quentin missing to what life has been like as the days have gone on, still with no sign of Quentin. I talked to Leilani as well as her mother, Billie Howell, who were both just distraught over Quentin's disappearance. They say they've been harassed in the days and weeks since Quentin disappeared, but Leilani wants everybody to know that she's not running away.
I'm here. I've been here every day since this. I am not running and I'm not hiding. And if something does come up that I am at fault, I will take myself to that police station.
Chatham County Police have repeatedly said that though they've named Leilani the prime suspect in her son's disappearance and death, they don't believe she's a flight risk. Leilani says that she and her mother, Billie Howell, spend their days in the backyard of their home because it's too difficult to be inside with reminders of Quentin and the fact that he's gone.
Every day that goes by is less tears and more anger, not knowing what's happening, if that's even understandable. You wake up every day angry, hoping that you're going to get a phone call, and that phone call just doesn't come.
CCPD and the FBI haven't released many details in the case and haven't said why they believe Quentin is in a landfill. Police say they're doing that to preserve any potential court cases down the line. Leilani and Billie tell me that they get their new information about the case from watching the news and that they feel all they can do now is hope.
We want something great to come out of this, but mostly we want him not to be found in that landfill. We want him found happy and alive. We want him back in our arms, holding us. That's what we want. We just hoping that he's in somebody's house and they're feeding him, and they were hoping that, maybe they wanted a baby or couldn't have a baby. Maybe they thought they were his savior. But it's not.
That whole thing right there that she just did, she's pissed off. That was anger, guys.
That's their best hopes at this point.
Chatham County Police say they have no reason to believe that Quentin was abducted or kidnapped. News, and that they feel all they can do now is hope.
We want something great to come out of this, but mostly we want him not to be found in that landfill. We want him found happy and alive. We want him back. Back in our arms, holding us. That's what we want. We just hoping that he's in somebody's house and they're feeding him, and they were hoping that, maybe they wanted a baby or couldn't have a baby. Maybe they thought they were his savior. But it's not. That's their best hopes at this point. That's their best hopes at this point.
Chatham County Police say they have no reason to believe that Quentin was abducted or kidnapped, and they have evidence that suggests he was placed in a dumpster and that his remains are in the landfill that they're currently searching. Leilani Simon hasn't been charged with anything at this time, but police say she is the only suspect in her son's disappearance.
That's their best hopes at this point.
if Leilani and her mother have taken some calming medicine or something, but where are the tears? Do you see any? I see them trying to cry, but I don't see any tears. There's one very important statement that I...
All right, I want you guys to hear this. This is from Evil Exists. I want you guys to hear what he says, and it makes sense. And listen and pay attention to what he says afterwards.
Statement that I caught while listening to this interview. It seems that former FBI agent caught it too, and shared her thoughts. Leilani said, if something does come up that I'm at fault, I will take myself to that police station. Isn't that interesting? Does that sound like the words of an innocent and devastated mother? She is literally waiting on proof. Jennifer says in her experience that is not the statement of someone innocent. She awaits the proof, and I totally agree. She wants the FBI and local police to prove to her that she did something to Quentin. She is responsible for what happened to him. She says she is not running and she is not hiding. To be honest, I think the FBI definitely has strong evidence on her. Look how long it takes in other cases to just name a suspect or even a person of interest. They will never put her name out there publicly, without having solid evidence of her doing something. In my opinion, I believe they have video footage of her disposing garbage around the time Quentin was reported missing. I don't know if Leilani and her mother have taken some...
Sorry, guys. Yeah, sorry about that. No, like I said, that comment, and everybody noticed that. Can you hear me now? Hello? Hello, governors. I'm still muted. Now you can hear me, right? Okay. Hey, Becca. Good to see you, hun. Now, anyway, so hello, twin mama. Good to see you. So what she's doing is she's waiting to see what the FBI has. Okay. And she says, well, if something comes up and I'm responsible, then I'll take myself down to the police station and turn myself in. That's bullshit. I think that's when she's going to take off. I think if she figures out that they actually have evidence on her, real evidence, and when that time hits, I think that's when she's going to run, you guys. I really do. I think that's when she's going to run. Because I think at this point, she doesn't think they have anything, knowing what she did with him. She thinks they're not going to have anything. She thinks they're not going to find him and that they can't arrest her without him. Somebody probably told her that. Just saying. But when they do pop up with something to where they can arrest her, I think she's going to run. I think she's going to bolt and take off. I'm telling you. There's no right. I guarantee you, Sherry, that's correct. They have a plan as a family, guys. Her, Billy Ho, Michael, the idiot grandfather, or Billy Ho's husband, whatever the hell, the rest of them, they have a whole plan as a family. I can almost promise you guys that. I'm just saying, that's how this looks to me. That's my opinion. I may be wrong, and I'll own it when I'm wrong, but at this point, that's how I see this happening. Sadly. And I hope this girl goes to prison because she is such a spoiled little baby that has always gotten her way with her little drug addict issues and this and that and everything else. They will destroy her in prison, and we know that. You know what? Thank you for bringing that up, Joy. That's another thing I wanted to talk about too, you guys. In a bad way, I want to talk about this too. In my opinion, they need to go get Danny and drag his ass back, because I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure that Danny is 110% involved in this. I'm just saying. I believe that. I think you guys have heard me say that before. I have believed that for a long time, almost since the beginning. And when I heard that he passed the poly test and they let him pretty much go on his way, I was pissed because I don't think she's too stupid to do this on her own. So unless Billie Joe is highly involved with this with her, I think Danny either did all of it or has a big part in it. That's just my opinion. They need to drag his ass back. Okay? His parents came around, I think showed some money or did something and kind of took him and took off with him, knowing that he probably fucked up. Excuse my language. This really pisses me off, too. This is where I think that law enforcement screwed up. I mean, I'm sure that they have a tail on him, that they're not letting him, disappear completely. They should have never let him go. They should have never let him go. Absolutely, she had help. If he didn't do the whole thing himself, because I could see it going both sides, guys. I can't. Any man that she's with, or any boy, because she ain't with men. She's never been with a man. Any boy that she's with, any boy that she's with is trash. If they're with her, I'll just put it that way. So, yes, this whole family is a failure. The system's failing at this. I mean, it's just sick. Nobody's seen him, Christine. He's gone. His parents took him and they're gone. I'm sure law enforcement knows where he's at, but they're gone. Yes, thank you, Kelly. That's it right there. That's it right there. My 16-year-old child that's borderline autistic with chronic ADHD is more of an adult than this idiot is. I'm sorry. God, this case pisses me off so bad. All of these cases piss me off. I wish I didn't have so much invested in this as far as my own personal passion, because I get so angry with these cases and these idiotic people. It just pisses me off. Yeah, legally they're men, yes, Ricky, but they're sad excuses. You're right. Yeah, he probably could have done this alone. And that's the other thing we're going to look at here in a second. And I did have that one. Where'd it go? This was if Heather's still in here. Crime Stories Obsessed. This is kind of interesting about the whole dumpster scenario. Oh, huh. Becca, them kids are never going to go back. I don't care. Even if they found her completely innocent and found out that she really did have nothing to do with this, those kids aren't going back there. No way in hell. Not after what she's admitted to. Not after what people have seen her do. Those kids will never go back there. That's written in stone already, I'm sure. I'm sure. Yep. That's a good point there, Lance. I like that. Jesus already solved the case, and he's got Quentin at home with him where he belongs, away from this horrible world and the horrible people that were taking, quote unquote, taking care of him. But thank you for making that comment, Lance. I appreciate that. This is one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen, you guys. Susan Smith. That one was bad, but that was a complete and total mental dysfunction, I think. And, that really was sad. John Benet Ramsey was sad. Of course, the twin to this, Casey Anthony, that was bad. This is the worst one I've seen in this type scenario, though. It really is. With everything. I have lost sleep over this, too. I really have, Daisy. And, it's sad. It's brought tears to my eyes. It has. When my grandkids come over, my little grandson, who's 3 years old, he's tiny, though, because he was a preemie. He was a pre-preemie. He was tiny. Literally, I think I told you guys. He was born, he weighed 2 pounds, if not even 2 pounds. I could hold him in the palm of my hand. Hello, hello. Can you guys see me? Hear me? I hope. Hello? I'm using my phone, guys. My internet went down. I'm so sorry. I have a shitty internet service. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Hello, hello. Hello? Hello? Okay, awesome. All right. So, anyway, I'm going to probably... I need to call and cuss out my internet company here soon. I don't know what happened. There must have been another outage or something. So, anyway, that's kind of what I want you guys to see. Sorry, it was kind of short, guys. I wanted your guys' opinion on that. The body language from Billie Joe when they were talking about it and all that happy, crappy stuff. But you can see in the video interview of them the expression on the ground. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was talking about. She's disgusted, and guilt and disgust are the two things on her face. You guys can see it. It's sad and ignorant. The aliens are coming. We will regroup later. So, with that being said, I want to thank you guys for being here today once again. I love you guys to death. Thank you all so much for what you do for my... I sound like a robot. Is that any better? Is that better? Yes, no. Maybe so. Hello, hello. Do I sound better or no? Okay. All right, good. All right, so again, guys, thank you so much for being here. The Alien on Adult Swim. All right, guys, I love you guys to death. And thank you again for what you guys do for my channel. All of it, guys. And again, thank you for being here today with me. You guys are great. I appreciate your theories and your opinions, guys, as always. And hopefully I'll be back on here later on. But I thank you for the support, and I hope you guys have a an amazing rest of your day. And I hope that hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Hopefully this isn't an ongoing outage like I've had in the past. Love you guys to death. Remember, guys, to love yourselves and love each other, because that's all we got. And I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great one, guys. Love you. Bye.